On the 16th of January 2022, a 19-year-old student that plays HellCastle Skyblock woke up to find $22,000 gone from his virtual wallet account, which was all of his savings. For the first few minutes, he was in shock and didn't know what's going on. He also noticed that other accounts of his are not working either. But when he logged onto Skyblock, which, if you didn't know, is the biggest MMORPG in Minecraft, and found out that all of his coins and valuable items are gone, he quickly realized what had happened to him. Just the night prior, he was sent a Skyblock mod by an old high school friend that had recently moved from the country. The friend told him that this mod is a TOL mod for Skyblock that's definitely worth using, as it makes some aspects of the game easier, like fishing or auction flipping. He did not question it much, and simply downloaded the mod, dragged it into his mods folder, and logged on. He was a bit suspicious because this TOL mod changed nothing in his game, but assumed it simply isn't working or out of date, and forgot about it, removed it from his mods folder, and went to sleep. But, of course, this was no TOL mod. It was a virus designed to give somebody access to his entire computer. Now, what makes this different from any other virus is that it is included within a .jar file instead of a usual .exe file. Most people read everywhere online that you should not run suspicious .exe files because those can harm your PC. But what the majority of people don't know is that a jar file is an exe file. If you put it inside your Minecraft mods folder and press launch, your PC runs all the code inside that file, which means the virus mod could do anything the hackers want, like take your Minecraft session ID, and in some cases, all the passwords that you've saved on Google Chrome, which was where the guy who lost 22,000 had his Coinbase account information saved. He was also locked out of his account for the next 2 weeks. This is only one small story out of many, and some are even more serious, and were brought to us directly by victims who wanted to share their story. And after hearing about them, we decided to do a little bit of investigation, and the things we found were disturbing. Hey, I'm interrupting this video to tell you about our sponsor, NordVPN. NordVPN is the fastest VPN on the market with over 5,000 servers in 59 countries, allowing you to connect anywhere in the world to bypass region-locked content and play games with your friends on other servers. A VPN also encrypts all of your data, preventing it from being stolen and keeping you safe whilst using public Wi-Fi networks. But did you know that Nord has other products too? Like NordLocker for secure cloud storage or NordPass for secure password storage. Half the reason these mods are so dangerous is actually because browser password managers store the passwords on a file on your computer, meaning if you did manage to get your PC hacked, someone could easily access all of your accounts. By using NordPass, you eliminate this risk entirely. Get NordVPN, NordPass, NordLocker, or any combination of the three using the link nordvpn.com/Tylerrrr with 4 R's for a huge discount and a 30-day money-back guarantee. Not that you'll need it. Now, the thing is, the friend who sent the victim the fake mod wasn't actually hacked. Instead, he had made a deal with the programmer of the fake mod to split all the earnings he gets 50-50 with him if he helps him steal his friend's money and Skyblock items. And sadly, that kind of operations seems to be something very common in the Skyblock community nowadays. So let me explain to you the structure of this entire operation. The whole thing works sort of like a pyramid scheme. At the very top will be a very small group of malware programmers who actually make the malicious mods that are sent out to people. Then, these malware programmers will sell their mod or agree to split profits with a larger group of people, who usually are their friends or their server admins, which I'll refer to as ringleaders. Sometimes, the programmers can also be their own ringleaders, but it depends case by case. Below them are a group of people who want to earn Skyblock coins. Usually, they are the ringleader's friends or people well known in the hacking community who will try to convince others into downloading the malicious mods and running them, and these people I'll refer to as minions. These minions are usually impressionable and young themselves, and will send the mod to their friends or other victims to trick them into downloading it, with the promise of also taking a cut of the profits. And this is what happened in our opening story. These minions usually never interact with the programmers, and sometimes they don't even know them, so the ringleaders act as a middleman. Now, what exactly happens when you run these mods? Whenever a victim is tricked and they run the mod by putting it in their mod folder and starting the game, their information is sent directly to the programmer, who does basically whatever they want with whatever the mod steals. And it can get pretty scary. This could include session IDs, all Chrome passwords and information, Discord tokens, your IP and your home address and hardware information, and could even do things like take all the screenshots and images you have stored on your computer, or taking pictures and videos from your webcam, which gets used for blackmailing the victim. There's really no limit to what can be done here, and Windows Defender or any antivirus will never pick up on this because all of the malicious mods are totally different and aren't recognized. Some mods may even embed themselves into programs and run every single time a PC is started without the user knowing, allowing them to gather personal information or use the computer for other malicious purposes like email access to bypass 2FA and places passwords were stolen from, even after someone realizes they got hacked and even if they removed the mod from their computer. Throughout the process, little cuts of stolen coins and money are given out to everyone involved, all whilst the people at the very top who are profiting the most can stay relatively free of any kind of consequences since they aren't the ones directly distributing malware to the victims. Instead, it's the impressionable minions at the very bottom of the pyramid basically committing serious cybercrimes, the kind of cybercrimes that they can face prison time for or very steep fines if they're adults, and possibly having a criminal record from such a young age, which can ruin your life. Some people really don't know the seriousness of spreading malware that takes over entire computers and personal data, and developing it is even worse and punished harder by the law. Some of these minions may not even know the full extent of what is being stolen, and may think it is only Skyblock coins. But it gets worse. The minions are generally very young people, sometimes as young as 11 years old, who are both much more impressionable than older people and much more likely to have other impressionable friends who they will send the mod to. A large pile of easy coins sounds so much more appealing to a child than an internet friend who they probably don't care that much about, or a guildmate that they'll forget about in 6 months' time. Sometimes, the fake mods themselves don't even look that malicious. It's common for the programmers to simply take existing mods like SBA or other niche mods and simply add their own sections of code that performs all the malicious actions when the mod is first loaded. The victim may not even know they are hacked until later on. It's also very common to see people spend hours convincing potential minions that the mods they're sharing are actually legitimate, and will say things like, "You cannot get hacked through a .jar file," which is obviously very false. The minions may even run the mod themselves, see it's safe because the hacker purposefully doesn't instantly hack them, and then becomes convinced that it's safe to share to friends without any profit incentive at all. Furthermore, any sort of data stolen from the victims and sometimes the minions themselves can be used to blackmail them into all sorts of things, including threatening to dox them if they don't keep spreading this malware, essentially turning a young person into a cybercriminal. It's really hard to believe this is all happening over block game coins, considering how serious this is. Sometimes, there's no involvement from other people at all. A malicious mod can be set up to simply hijack a victim's Discord account and mass send the mod to other people without the need to really do anything, in the hopes at least one person falls for it. These are the ones you see spammed in Discord servers all the time, and obviously you should just ignore them and report it. And another way these malware programmers spread their dirty work is by releasing really clickbaity titles like how to get 100 million coins an hour with this flipping mod, or how to dupe in Skyblock using this very easy method. And of course, in the description, there's a link to download the malware, which they tell you is essential in order for the dupe or coin strategy to work, and there's thousands of these videos. There are even videos of people advertising a free account hacking mod that, when downloaded and used, is itself an account hacking mod that has the downloader's accounts hacked. At least it's not false advertising, I guess. This community also doesn't call these fake mods malware or viruses. They call them rats, short for remote access Trojan, as they can sometimes give a hacker full control over a victim's computer, but mostly because it's a shorter term to use. An interesting thing to note about the people doing all of this, especially the ones at the very top, is how things usually don't start as serious as described earlier. It's common to see people who started as low-level scammers meet other scammers, and eventually get coerced into doing bigger and bigger things to scam more and more coins, and eventually, real-life money. There's almost a sense of entitlement with these people, as if they deserve to keep earning more because they are somehow better than everyone else. In one twisted paragraph that's both a confession and a weird flex, an individual in the hacking community wrote that readers should, quote, "Keep in mind, I'm an international business student, IRL, in a highly prestigious school, so I know how to impress. And that, at one point, my ignore list was 700 people. I scammed over 600 pieces of Superior, and went ahead to explain his boring, empty life story, filled with how he was able to socially engineer people and get them scammed and hacked. As if that is a good thing to be flexing about, and that studying business isn't the most generic thing possible. So, as you can tell, most of these people aren't the greatest kind of human beings, and most are just narcissists who crave power or easy money. And their ability to convince children to commit actual crimes and betray their friends just so they can profit is one of the darkest things I've seen on the internet, and I've seen many bad things. Okay, but all of this we just talked about is happening on Hypixel Skyblock. So what is Hypixel going to do about it? Well, we went ahead and got in contact with a couple of admins for their thoughts on it, and they were very well aware of the situation and told us that they are planning on combating it, which I suppose we could see them slowly doing by hiring more game masters and by adding the new Security Sloth NPC to the hub that links you to an article by Hypixel that tells you how to stay secure. Although the information there is a bit vague in general, and doesn't exactly tell you what you need to know to be able to keep using mods and staying secure. And it feels like they aren't doing stuff fast enough. Maybe at least adding 8 can help a little bit. So, what can you do about it to keep yourself safe and others safe? Well, the easy answer is, don't install any mods. But you can of course still install mods whilst being 100% safe. You just need to only install mods from trusted sources such as the official Discord servers for places or Sky Client, or other official websites. Always check if the place is official before downloading a mod. Never download mods someone sends you on Discord in DMs, even if it was your best friend. Just tell them it's nothing personal. If something sounds too good to be true, it is. Don't attempt to download macros or cheats, since those are usually filled with viruses. You will end up getting banned or hacked, no in between, so it's not worth it. Any .exe file or a jar file can get you hacked, so be cautious around them. If you are suspicious about something like a mod, ask about it in public channels or ask the moderators of a Skyblock community. The more you ask different people, the better. Just make sure you don't send the mod there, that would get you terminated. The best way to combat all of this is to spread awareness. So feel free to share this video with all of your friends that also play Skyblock or Minecraft, or send them this video with this timestamp if they don't want to watch the whole thing, as a bit of awareness could save someone's account and even their entire life savings in some extreme cases. But for a quick update on our friend's case, after contacting the Coinbase employees with the help of his parents and a lawyer for 2 weeks, he was able to get his money refunded to him, which was 7 Ethereum or 22,000 back then. So, I suppose his story didn't end very terribly, but his Skyblock items and all his personal information are now forever in the hands of people who can maliciously use them in any way they want. And that is something very dark to think of, and this is the darkest side of Minecraft's multiplayer. See ya, and have a nice day.
Use kids to commit your crimes.